Hello everyone and welcome back to What Matters and the 19th instalment, second to last one of the new Summaries series, I guess. I hope you're all doing well. Looking forward to the restrictions easing on Monday. And without further ado, let's get into it. We've got some long stories today, especially Thursdays, which I'll get to shortly. Okay, and let's start on Monday. So, actor Scarlett Johansson has joined criticism over how the organisers of the Globes, the Hollywood Foreign Press, have bypassed discrimination, accepting freebies and passing over other ethical lapses. The Los Angeles Times revealed there were no black people among the organisers' 87 members who vote in the awards. The Golden Globes is only second in terms of Oscars in terms of profile. And Scarlett Johansson, who's been nominated for 5 Golden Globes, has urged others in the industry to boycott the organisation. The 36-year-old recalled facing sexist questions and remarks from members of the Hollywood Foreign Press that bordered on sexual harassment, and that's a quote from her. And I love watching Ricky Gervais, who previously was the host of these awards, because he just slams all the celebrities and the Hollywood Foreign Press. But there is seriously systemic issues within the organisation that need addressing, and Scarlett Johansson has been brave in coming out and mentioning it and getting others on board, so that's fantastic. On Tuesday, there will be a public inquiry into the government's handling of the pandemic in the current parliamentary session, pledged Boris Johnson. A session in Parliament typically lasts a year, but it's been known to last up to 2 years during the Brexit debates. It was the first time Boris has put a FaceTime on when the inquiry will happen, and it comes days after he confirmed the government is continuing to meet its forecast for easing lockdown. Now, that may be a bit outdated. I don't know if you've seen, but the Indian variant that is coming in is really posing a threat to the 21st of June reopening, which we're all very much looking forward to, but we'll have to follow that story as it unravels. He took the company, which has a market value of more than 300 million, public, aged 27, before leaving the business after 6 years to pursue other business opportunities. He said being asked to be a dragon is a tremendous honour, and I'm sure fantastic stuff setting that up from your bedroom. It just shows you really can do anything if you stick your mind to it. And congratulations to him. I love watching Dragon's Den. Don't know if any of you do as well, so I'll be looking forward to seeing him on there with all the others. That'd be great. On Thursday, our top story this week: what's going on between Israel and the Palestinians? Violence in Gaza and Israel shows no signs of dying down amid continued rocket fire and airstrikes. Deaths continue to mount, with 119 people now killed in Gaza and 8 in Israel, and the deaths tell a story in itself. The fighting between Israel and Hamas was triggered by days of escalating clashes between Palestinians and Israeli police at a holy hilltop compound in East Jerusalem. The site is revered by both Muslims, who call it the Noble Sanctuary, and Jews whom it's known as Temple Mount. Hamas demanded Israel remove police from there and the nearby predominantly Arab district of Sheikh Jarrah, where Palestinian families face eviction by Jewish settlers. Sheikh Jarrah is the latest neighbourhood being violently threatened with dispossession, which Israel has no legal right to do. And over the past few decades, the State of Israel has continued the settler colonial project. Green colonialism is also occurring, whereby Israel have decreased Palestinian biodiversity by removing indigenous plants to introduce invasive European species. Israel has been gradually stealing Palestinian land, destroying and ethnically cleansing entire Palestinian villages, violently displacing families and building illegal settlements on top of them. Let me just reiterate, it's not a conflict, as there's an active oppressor, Israel, and an oppressed Palestine. A colonial Israel and a colonised Palestine. It's an issue of settler colonialism and ethnic cleansing. Let's just be clear on that with this story. It's being made about as if it's a two-way war. This isn't a war when one side's got all the power. And as I said with the deaths, where is it? 119 people killed in Gaza and 8 in Israel. Says the story in itself. So would highly recommend reading around this topic. It is incredibly serious stuff. No idea how long it's going to last for, but that is a brief synopsis from what I've read across multiple articles and hearing from multiple sources what is happening right now. On Friday, do you have an overwhelming need to stay indoors for a long time, cancel plans and recharge your social batteries? Well, if you've been feeling particularly overwhelmed after socialising and getting back into a relatively normal life since coronavirus restrictions have lifted, you're not the only one. What some people call a social hangover is the feeling of exhaustion after depleting all your energy. Clinical psychologist Dr. Julie Smith says this is expected after a long period of lockdown. When you do something that is new and different, your brain is set up to give you a little spiking stress as your survival instinct kicks in to alert you to be careful. And on Saturday, Sunday League football teams, with more than 80 of them participating, have held a minute's silence in memory of 9-year-old Jordan Banks, who's died after being struck by lightning earlier in the week. The young footballer made headlines when he dished out sweets to police officers during the pandemic. 2 crowdfunding pages have been set up and accumulated at £82,000. It's incredibly sad news, losing such a fantastic young boy who's really made a difference and created a lasting legacy in the community and further afield. I wish his family and nearest friends the very, very best, dealing with such a sad loss. And that is all the news for this week. This will be probably a little longer than expected, but as I say, important stories in there, and I hope you've been able to take them in, and I hope they all make sense. Links are all below as normal. Hope you have a fantastic week, everyone. Take care, and I'll speak to you all very soon.